Good day. This is Reverend Johan and you're watching Parson Star Trek. I just realized when I got my gear set up that I'm in the middle of the forest and I'm wearing a red shirt, which is probably not a good thing if you are accompanied by Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock and Dr. McCoy. But if I stay on behind this tree and this side of the river, I think I'll be okay. In this episode I'm going to discuss Star Trek in general. As you are probably aware, Star Trek is a fiction, and it is created by a man named Gene Roddenberry, who had a vision that someday in the future mankind would be united. In a certain interview, Gene Roddenberry once told that through Star Trek he wanted to comment on man and society in the 20th century, and that is something Star Trek was about when he was the producer of Star Trek. I see that in Star Trek there are at least two levels. One, how Star Trek tries to comment our society, and two, if Star Trek were real, if it were fact, is that story that Star Trek told, is it consistent in all the cases? And I'm happy to say that in religion, the way that religion is portrayed in Star Trek, it is quite consistent. But as you know, there are some things that are not consistent, especially the episode Relics, where Scotty appears in a Dyson Sphere episode, and he thought that James C. Kirk would have come to rescue him from that place. As you know, in the movie Generations, James C. Kirk was killed, and Scotty was there at the present when that happened. Also, in another episode called Tapestry, when Captain Jean-Luc Picard is shot near the heart and his artificial heart failed at that time, he, with Q, went back in time to correct some of the flaws he thought he made at that time. But in that episode, it is established that Captain Jean-Luc Picard had hair when he was at the Academy, but in the movie Star Trek Nemesis, there's a picture in which at the Academy days he has no hair also. So there are some inconsistencies in the Star Trek storyline, so I have to admit that Babylon 5 is better written than Star Trek in this case. However, in religions, Star Trek is quite consistent, although I can see that in my graduation thesis that the religion is somewhat glued on what has written about in Star Trek. So religion is later put on that, but still it's very good, very well written in that storyline. So, as this video blog is about Star Trek and religions, I'm going to, in my future video blogs, to deal with these two levels that I portrayed just before. How Star Trek tries to comment our society, and two, is and how it is consistent when writers are doing their stories, writing their stories, how that story is consistent on how religions are portrayed. Thank you for watching this episode of Parson Star Trek, and next time I'm going to deal with humans on Star Trek, and especially how religion in human cultures are portrayed in Star Trek. So join me next time for more true stories on Parson Star Trek, and before that, please don't forget to subscribe my channel, like, leave a comment, and maybe even tell your friends about me. Live long and prosper.